So the government has rested its case. The motion for mistrial has been denied. And there was that dramatic moment during the trial, John, when the judge turned to you and said, call your first witness, and you said what?
I said the defense calls as its first witness the President of the United States, Gerald R. Ford.
So tell us a little bit about that. Of course, the President was not there to testify in person. His testimony was taken a few days before trial.
So I showboated a little bit.
Tell us how it came about that you went back to Washington and took the testimony of the
What
President.
happened was I had subpoenaed the President to come to Sacramento. We argued, the government wanted to quash the subpoena. We presented arguments. My argument was a simple one. The President was a precipient witness. If he's above the law, you don't need to have him come here. If he's not above the law, he needs to be here. So Judge McBride said, I agree with you. The subpoena will issue. Now let's discuss how we're going to work this out. So we agreed that I would go back to Washington, D.C. Judge McBride would go with me. Richie, the court reporter, Richie Fong, would go with us. We wouldn't break the continuity of the trial. I would take his testimony and show it to the jury if I thought it was necessary, in my case in chief. So Judge McBride and I, we flew back together on the same plane. Dwayne went on, he traveled separate and aside from us. And actually, the kind of funny thing, when we got back there, the marshals were confronted by Secret Service, and they said, you know, we're going to shake you down. You can't take your weapons in. They said, we're United States Marshals. And they said, you're not going in to see the President without doing what we say. That's it. No talking about it. So I took President Ford's testimony and I showed it to the jury when I was ready to do it. And basically what I wanted from him was that he didn't hear, what did he hear with regard to the gun? And he said he didn't recall one way or the other. Then I asked, what was her demeanor like? He said, the only thing I can remember is her face was weathered. But he didn't say that she was, you know, shouting at him or screaming at him or saying anything to him. And so when we finished the deposition.
Before we finished the deposition, where was it taken?
At the executive office building right next to the White House. Now, my recollection is that they switched locations on us at the last moment.
So you thought you were going to be in the Oval Office?
Yeah, I did. That's what I thought.
And
because that's what we had been told. So then I got a call from the Secret Service, and they said, it's going to be in the executive office building, and we want you to get up and get dressed, have some breakfast, and get over there right now.